Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Lynn here. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Ilmakiage Flawless Concealer. I have the shades 2.5 and 3.5. I did already order some and I've been using them for a few months now, and I just got another shipment that I ordered yesterday. I think it comes packaged pretty cute. So here is the box, and then you open it up. And they actually have a try before you buy program where you can try out the product, and if you don't like it you can send it back. So they give you 14 days to make that decision, or you could just make a normal purchase. They have a little slip in here about how to make your foundation look a little bit better on your skin when you apply it, how to apply it better, and how to color match better. It says apply 2 pumps to your entire face, draw a neckline, blend out with a brush or sponge, not by hand, which I don't agree with because I used to use my hands lots. I used to use my hands all the time when I applied my CC cream and foundation and stuff in the past, and it really worked for me. So it just depends on your preference. Then it says wait 5 minutes for foundation to set before checking the shade. Don't match to your neck or wrist. They're a different tone from your face, which is very true. I would swatch on your cheek, and they say let it sit for 5 minutes. I don't agree with that. I would let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes because lots of foundations actually oxidize, and that's what makes it look orange sometimes when you leave the house or get to work or get to school. So I would leave it on for a little bit longer just to get a true color. And then it says finish your face with concealer, blush, and bronzer. I'm surprised they didn't put any like face powder. I would always apply your concealer after you do your foundation or your face makeup, just because if you do concealer first it can cake up and you may not need it after you apply your foundation. And then it says wear for a full week to determine if it's perfect for you. Technically you get about 2 weeks out of this program. I just have purchased mine up front. I didn't do the try before you buy. I did do their shade match quiz, and I have to say I think it worked really well. For an online quiz, it pretty much found my perfect shade. The only disappointing part about that was the perfect shade for me was actually 3.75, and it's been out of stock for, I don't know, the past 5 months. And I was a little bit disappointed. I did email the company. I was like, hey, like this is my shade, like when will it be back in stock? Because otherwise I'll wait to make my purchase, or I'll just purchase these two and mix them. So they emailed me back and they were like, yeah, we replenish every 2 weeks. And I was like, well, clearly that's not true because shades have been out of stock for a long extended period of time. So I guess with that, your shade might not always be there with this website. They don't seem to replenish it as much. They do have a good variety offered, but there is a lot of stuff on their site that's out of stock all the time. That's the only downside to this process. If your shade isn't available, you probably won't get it for a really long time. So either you have to buy 2 and mix them, or you just have to wait till whenever they restock it. Under that you get a packing slip with your order, and then it comes with the products you get, and then it has this confetti paper to make it look cute in the package. So this is their packaging. I think it's really nicely done, pretty to look at. And then inside you have these containers. So I think the packaging is really sturdy. I like how wide it is, so when you stand it up on your desk or your vanity or your bathroom sink, wherever you're putting it, it stays. So it's not like one of those lightweight ones where it's just gonna fall over all the time. So I do like that about it. I like that you can see the product inside of it, so you can see how much you have left, and you can actually see the true color. It said it is multi-use. Now here's the thing with this concealer, guys. So I tried this out for a really long time and I did not like it at first. There were days where I loved it, days where I hated it, and I still go through that process. But I have found that these concealers, for me personally, I've seen videos and ads with people blending in this concealer and it looks flawless, and it just did not work for me. So what I've been doing is it does dry matte. So I have oily skin, large pores, and when I would apply this with a beauty blender, it would actually like just run off my face. I think it might be water-based, I'm not 100% sure, but it did not work well with a damp beauty blender how I do my CC cream or foundation. So I've found that this concealer works better when you apply it, at least on my skin type, where you apply it and then after you let it sit for 10 to 20, 30 seconds, and then you go ahead and blend it in, and I tap it in with my finger so I can get better coverage. That's the best way I've found to use it for me personally. I also only use this on my blemishes. I don't use it really too much to cover up my under eyes or anything. I don't really use concealer there because I personally, you know, I don't think I need it, and I'd rather keep, you know, my eyes clear of as much makeup as possible whenever I can to prevent extra aging there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys these shades. So I'm going to do a swatch now. So this is the 2.5 shade. And then below it, I'm going to put the 3.5. Here is 2.5 and here's 3.5. So those are the swatches. The top one, 2.5, is good for like under eyes or where you want to brighten, and then 3.5 is more of my actual shade. I also got the two different ones, so if I needed to I can mix them. 3.5 is a little bit more summery for me, and then 2.5 is a little bit more for winter time. So that is them swatched. Another issue I had with these concealers is I looked on their website and they don't fully look like the shades on their website. And I also tried Googling shade swatches, and I tried looking it up on YouTube, and there's a lot of people with darker skin tones that have swatched this, but there's not a lot of people that have used the lighter shade, so it was kind of hard to shade match. I got the quiz and everything, but because they didn't have my shade, I kind of was up in the air. I only found one video with the lighter shades swatched, so that made it kind of difficult. I just kind of guessed with this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how it works. So just gonna go over a few spots, and like I said, I'll let this sit for a few seconds before I blend it in, and that is because I get better coverage. So again, this is 3.5, which I'm applying. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start tapping this in. And I'll just lightly tap on the area and around the area, so that way I'm getting over the spot that I need it, and then slightly around it just to make sure it is blended. And then sometimes if you are applying this like I do it and you let it sit for just a few seconds before you apply it, if you let it sit for too long, it will dry. So it's like you need a little bit of time to let it dry, but you don't want to let it dry for too long, otherwise it will get a little bit patchy, which you can blend out. But I do really like that this dries matte, because if you have the perfect shade match and blend this well, you can use it just on your skin, like kind of like what I'm doing now, where you don't need foundation or whatever. So if you just need this as a spot treatment with no other makeup, I think it works really well. Like I said, it did take me a few tries to figure out how to work it correctly for me personally. So something different may work for you. It may work better for you using a brush or something else, or a beauty blender, but that just did not work for me. So this is it blended in. As you guys can see, it did a huge difference with the redness and blemishes that I had. There are a few that I might just have to go over again, but overall it does a really good job. I would totally recommend this if you guys have oily skin. If you have dry skin, it may be a little bit harder to use. I would say definitely make sure you're moisturizing up before using this, but I wanted to show you guys how it works without makeup, and then So I accidentally forgot to film an outro for this video, but this concealer has been growing on me. I've been liking it more and more each day. Overall though, I think it's really good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. If you guys haven't, make sure to subscribe down below and turn your post notification bell on so you guys will be updated every time a video comes out, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!